Hi, Sheila Hill, Intuitive Life Coach and Spiritual Guide. I'm popping in to do this really quick video, sort of out of the scope of what I usually do videos about, but at the same time, I want to share sort of a magical event that I created in my reality today that I want to leave with you to plant the seed so that you have an example, so that you have a framework and the energetic template to be able to start playing in this field of energy and manifesting your reality consciously and by choice and creatively right now. So, I have been on the hunt for mini white marshmallows. It's to make a dessert that was my great-great-grandmother's. And although my kids and I have decided to sort of have an unstructured Christmas this year, it's one part of the tradition that we wanted to keep. So, can't find mini marshmallows anywhere. I've tried, both my kids have tried, we've tried the more generic level of grocery stores all the way up to the more bougie kind of grocery stores and haven't been able to find them anywhere. So I was at a different part of another town today and I thought, well, while I'm in a different place than where I live, I'm gonna try. So I went into the Sobeys that was there and sure enough, no mini marshmallows. So I thought, you know what, rather than bang my head against the wall, I'm gonna ask. So the next staff member that I found in the store happened to be the store manager, and I asked him about marshmallows. And he said, no, we don't have them. Haven't been able to get them for over a month. And I said, oh, is there like a manufacturing issue? And he said, well, yeah. He said, there is. He said, in our case, Kraft makes them for their own brand and for our off-label. He said, and there's been a problem with the manufacturers. You haven't been able to get them. We haven't had them in over a month. You're not going to be able to find them. Highly unlikely you'll be able to find them anywhere. So save yourself the trouble. And if you do, they'll probably be stale or the bag will be broken or whatever. And I went, oh, okay. So sort of deflated, I started to walk out of the store. And then this new version of me came up through me and said, no. There is another reality. There is another timeline where marshmallows are in abundance. It's not just a cut and dry, that's it, I'm told that you can't get marshmallows and now I can't have marshmallows. That's not my world. So, on my way walking out of the Sobeys store, I projected myself into, in this case it was a Food Basics. I knew what street it was on. I'm like, okay, in the Food Basics on this street, there is a bag of mini marshmallows that is meant for me. And I began doing some of the commands that I've learned, but really, I don't know that the commands are actually that important. It's more just that the human likes to do something. So I went through and I was like, okay, so there's me here and there's those marshmallows on the shelf there, and I pictured them. And I'm like, now I just want to remove everything, every timeline, every obstacle, every hindrance, every thought process, any beliefs that would sort of distort or distract me from that outcome and pull it out of the fields. So I just kind of stood and my hands are doing this and I'm picturing things in my imagination and I probably looked like a crazy person. And then I got in my car and I started driving towards the Food Basics where I had planted the marshmallows. And on my drive there, I pass a Walmart. And I thought to myself, I should probably go in and check Walmart since I'm on my way past it anyway. And then I remembered, if I were to have pulled in and gone into that Walmart, I would have collapsed the timeline that I had created between me and Food Basics by putting doubt that that wasn't going to be the outcome. So I didn't. I didn't go to Walmart. I was like, nope, they're going to be at Food Basics. And then I remembered not to attach too harshly or too strongly to the outcome that I wanted, because ultimately my universe knows better than I do. So maybe we're not meant to even have this dessert this year. So I'm like, okay, they're gonna be there, and if they're not there, that's okay too. Just envisioned them. And I walked into Food Basics and I kind of like telepathically said, okay team, show me the magic. And I walked in and on the bottom shelf on the right-hand side, there were 6 bags of mini marshmallows. And I only needed one. And I stood there and I was looking at it and I'm like, Oh my God, my mind is literally blown right now. And then I doubted for a second. I'm like, oh, but there's 6 bags, not just the one for me. And then I heard in my head, abundance for all. So what I had created was a new timeline, or I tuned into a timeline where marshmallows were in abundance apparently. I planted them where I knew I was going to go and find them, and not only planted a bag for myself, but I planted a bag for anyone else that might be in the store or on their way to the store that might also be looking for mini marshmallows. So there you have it, folks. I wanted to leave you with an example, and I know it's just my own silly marshmallow magic, but I wanted to leave you with the example that this is the new energy we're working in. We are incredibly powerful creators, not just me. Each and every one of you have the ability to create your own reality when you do it consciously and by choice and by creativity and by being in that vibratory space that allows you to jump timelines, to align to your highest potential, etc., etc., etc. This is where we're at now, and it's time to play. Now, if I were going to try and manifest a new man or a new car or the winning lottery numbers, that might be a bit of a stretch. I'm sort of just in the baby stages of learning how to work this new energetic field, these new commands that are coming to me, and the way that I feel in my body when I feel like I'm in alignment. So I suggest to you that you start to play. And I'd love to see you share your examples and your successes here in the comments, or even email me. Play small. And I don't mean small. This is big stuff. When we figure out how to do this, this is big. But start to play with some of the littler things until you start to master, because that's where we're headed. We are headed to a space where we are creators and manifestors of our own reality in every now moment. So enjoy a little bit of my marshmallow magic. I love you all. Until the next time, bye for now.